Welcome to GlobeWise Entertainment, where Hollywood's biggest stories meet raw, real emotion. Today, we're diving into the personal side of fame with 10 celebrities who regret getting divorced. From heart-wrenching confessions to lessons learned the hard way. These are the untold moments behind the red carpet smiles. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to join our growing community of movie lovers and celebrity story fans. And once you've watched, tell us in the comments, which celebrity's story touched you the most? 1. Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner's regret. When Kris Jenner walked away from her marriage to Robert Kardashian in 1991, she thought she was chasing freedom, excitement, and a new chapter in life. But as the years passed, she began to realize that what she left behind was far more valuable than she had ever imagined. Robert wasn't just her husband. He was her anchor, her confidant, and the father who adored their children. In later interviews, Kris openly called the divorce one of her biggest regrets, admitting that she didn't appreciate the stability and love she had until it was gone. The bittersweet truth was that Robert passed away just over a decade later, leaving her with no chance to reconcile, no opportunity to say, "I'm sorry, I still love you." Today, when Kris reflects on that chapter, her words carry both wisdom and heartbreak, a reminder that sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side, and that once certain doors close, they can never be reopened. Her story stands as a cautionary tale for anyone who might be about to give up on something, or someone truly irreplaceable. 2. Will Smith. Will Smith's story is a reminder that even in Hollywood, where relationships often bend under the weight of fame, some breaks leave a scar that never fully heals. After parting ways with his first wife, Sherry Zampino, in 1995, Smith described the divorce as the ultimate failure of his adult life, a wound made deeper by the fact that they shared a young son, Trey. Over the years, Smith has been open about the guilt and sadness that followed, admitting he underestimated the lasting emotional toll it would take. While time has helped rebuild a respectful friendship between him and Zampino, Smith's words reflect a truth far beyond celebrity headlines. Sometimes, no amount of success can fill the silence left behind by a love you couldn't hold on to. 3. Bill Gates. When Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates announced their divorce in 2021, the world was stunned. For decades, they weren't just partners in marriage, but in philanthropy, building the Gates Foundation into one of the most powerful forces for global good. Yet, behind the public smiles and billion-dollar projects, their personal bond was quietly unraveling. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Bill later admitted that ending the marriage was the mistake I most regret. He described the aftermath as miserable, confessing that no amount of wealth or success could fill the void left behind. While the two remain committed to their joint mission of improving lives worldwide, the emotional cost of losing their life partner is something Gates says he still feels deeply. It's a reminder that even the world's richest man can't buy back time or undo a choice that changes everything. Ben Affleck. The biggest regret of my life. Ben Affleck's marriage to Jennifer Garner was once seen as one of Hollywood's most grounded love stories, a rare blend of A-list fame and family warmth. The couple, who married in 2005 and share 3 children, appear to have it all: success, stability, and a home life away from the chaos of Hollywood. But behind closed doors, Affleck was battling personal struggles, including addiction, that slowly eroded their relationship. By 2015, they announced their separation, finalizing the divorce in 2018. Years later, Affleck openly described the split as the biggest regret of my life. In heartfelt interviews, he has praised Garner as a wonderful mother and a good person, admitting that his mistakes and inability to manage his issues played a major role in their downfall. What makes his regrets so profound is not just losing a partner, but the ripple effect it had on their family. Affleck has said that watching his children grow up in separate households is a constant reminder of what he lost, and what might have been if things had turned out differently. While life has moved on for both, with Affleck rekindling his romance with Jennifer Lopez and Garner focusing on her own happiness, The shadow of that divorce remains a bittersweet chapter in his life story. 5. Courtney Cox. A love that never fully fades. Courtney Cox, beloved for her role as Monica on Friends, once shared a real-life love story that fans adored just as much as her on-screen romance. She and David Arquette were Hollywood's quirky, fun-loving couple, two free spirits who seemed destined to last. But after more than a decade of marriage, cracks began to form. When the divorce became final, Courtney admitted, "In divorce, you always have regrets." She reflected on the years they had built together, the laughter, the shared dreams, and their daughter, Coco, who remained the strongest bond between them. It wasn't anger that lingered after the split, but a bittersweet ache for what might have been if they had found a way back to each other. Even now, Courtney and David maintain a warm friendship, often co-parenting with grace and mutual respect. Yet, her words carry the quiet weight of experience. Sometimes love changes, and sometimes, despite all efforts, it slips away. For Courtney, the regret isn't about moving on. It's about losing the life they once shared, a chapter she'll always treasure. 6. Shaquille ONeal. Shaquille ONeal, a Giant's biggest loss. Shaquille ONeal may have been a towering force on the basketball court, but when it came to love, even this NBA legend admits he fumbled. In his memoir and several interviews, Shaq has opened up about the deep regret he carries over losing his marriage to Shawnee Nelson. He candidly confessed that it wasn't the fame, money, or lifestyle that ruined things. It was him. "I was bad," he once said. "I wasn't protecting those vows." Shaq admitted to being unfaithful, not fully appreciating the woman who had been by his side through his rise to superstardom. The divorce in 2011 left a hole in his life that championships couldn't fill. Over the years, Shaq has stayed close to Shawnee for the sake of their children, often praising her as the perfect woman and the backbone of their family. But he also knows that some mistakes can't be undone. In his own words, "The heartbreak is simple. If I could go back, I would do things differently. I lost something I'll never get back." It's a bittersweet truth for a man who had it all, except the one thing that mattered most. 7. Gavin Rossdale. Gavin Rossdale, the frontman's silent ache. When Gavin Rossdale and Gwen Stefani announced their split in 2015, the shock rippled far beyond the tabloids. To the outside world, they were the perfect rock star, pop princess pairing, a couple who had built a life filled with music, love, and 3 beautiful children. But behind the curtain, mistakes had been made, and wounds had deepened beyond repair. Years later, Rossdale admitted the divorce left him with one enduring pain, the feeling that he had given his kids a broken home. While he remains a devoted father, he can't shake the thought of the family dinners, holidays, and little daily moments they no longer share under one roof. In interviews, his voice carries the weight of a man who still plays his guitar but whose music now has a bittersweet undertone. "The biggest regret of my life is that I couldn't keep my family together," he once confessed. The words hang in the air like a verse left unfinished, a reminder that love, no matter how passionate, is fragile, and once shattered, even the loudest applause can't drown out the silence it leaves behind. 8. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez's regret? The love that slipped away. Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony were more than just music's golden couple. They were 2 Latin superstars whose chemistry seemed unstoppable, both on stage and off. Their duets electrified audiences, and their family life, complete with their beloved twins Max and Emmy, looked picture-perfect to the outside world. But behind the glamour, cracks began to show. J.Lo later admitted that their separation was the biggest disappointment of my life. She wasn't just mourning the end of a marriage, she was grieving the loss of a dream she had built in her heart since childhood. "I wanted it to last forever," she confessed in interviews, reflecting on how the divorce forced her to face a painful truth. She had been so focused on being the perfect wife and mother that she had slowly lost herself in the process. Though they have found peace as co-parents and continue to support each other's careers, Jennifer has been candid about the lingering ache, a quiet "what if" that follows her to this day. In her own words, the split was not just a chapter closed, but a love story that ended before she was truly ready to put down the pen. 9. Ryan Phillippe. A love lost, a lesson learned. When Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon ended their 7-year marriage in 2007, Hollywood fans mourned the split of what seemed like a perfect love story. But behind the red carpets and movie premieres, Ryan faced a far darker reality. In interviews, he's admitted that the months following the divorce were some of the darkest, saddest days of his life. Waking up felt like a battle. Getting out of bed seemed impossible. The laughter of his children became both his anchor and his reminder of what had been lost. Though he's never shied away from taking responsibility for the mistakes in the relationship, Ryan has often spoken about the deep pain of watching a family he loved so much dissolve. For him, the regret wasn't just about losing a partner, it was about losing the future they had planned together. Today, Ryan remains dedicated to co-parenting his children with Reese, but he carries with him the bittersweet truth. Some love stories don't get a second chance, no matter how much the heart wishes they could. 10. Britney Spears. When Britney Spears married Kevin Federline in 2004, the whirlwind romance captured headlines as the ultimate pop princess fairy tale. But behind the glamorous wedding photos and public appearances, the relationship was under intense media scrutiny from day one. By 2007, their marriage had unraveled, and Britney, just 25 years old, was thrust into one of the most difficult chapters of her life. In later years, Britney admitted she married Kevin for the wrong reasons, more from a place of seeking comfort and escape than genuine readiness for a lifelong partnership. The divorce not only marked the end of their love story but also triggered a highly publicized custody battle that left her heartbroken. Reflecting back, Britney has expressed that the split was less about ending love and more about losing a piece of stability she thought she had found. While she's moved forward with her life and reclaimed her voice, the marriage remains a bittersweet memory, a chapter she wishes had been written differently. And there you have it, 10 celebrities who regret getting divorced, proving that even in Hollywood, love and heartbreak are more complicated than they seem. Fame might bring fortune, but it doesn't shield anyone from regret. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our deep dives into the most fascinating stories from the world of entertainment. And now it's your turn. Which celebrity's story moved you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. This is GlobeWise Entertainment, signing off. Until next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and keep loving the stories that bring us together.